Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodcrafts by Design shop. Today is February 6, 2017. I'm Joshua Iverson, and this is our weekly video log series, a weekly look at what's going on down here in the shop. This past week, I started off Monday by shooting my video log like I do every Monday, and then I had a kitchen consultation down in Pittsburgh, and it happened to be a few blocks away from my mom's favorite place to go in Pittsburgh, which is a architectural salvage place called Construction Junction. So she tagged along and went to do the kitchen consultation. She waited in the van. It was very short. I mean, I was probably in the house maybe 15 minutes before the guy realized he didn't want or couldn't afford a custom kitchen built by me at that time. So he had other things he had to deal with the house he just bought. So moving on, after that we went over to Construction Junction, and if you've never been and you're in the Pittsburgh area or nearby, I would recommend going. It's an architectural salvage place, which is really kind of neat because you go and people donate. I believe everything's donated to them, and it's like contractors that have extra tile. It's extra building materials, but it's also a place where people are tearing down old buildings, old churches, really old homes, things like that, and are donating some of the materials that are salvageable from these buildings, such as doors. I mean, on their back wall alone, they probably have close to 200 plus doors of varying styles and conditions. So, if you have an older home, like my parents' house is an old Victorian built in 1885, they were able to go down. Last time they were here, we went down and found a door that was really close to the style that they already had in their home. So that was kind of a neat find. But they have everything, reused materials, building materials, plumbing, windows, flooring, all kinds of neat stuff down there. So if you're nearby, it's kind of a neat place to go. I actually lucked out. We were wandering around, my mother and I, and they have a whole like office section in the one back corner where they have like filing cabinets and desks and things like that were chairs just that were donated to them and stuff like that. And I actually found a really nice, in really good shape, a lateral file cabinet for like 35 bucks. You can't beat that. You can't even buy these things new for that cheap or anywhere near that cheap. And I mean, the only thing that was wrong with it was it had a small dent in the back nobody's going to see, and it was missing one of the file rails, which can be found online and be replaced, so it's not a big deal. So that pretty much took up all of Monday, the trip down to Pittsburgh and the trip back, and then dinner with my parents. So I didn't get a chance to edit the video log video on Monday, but Tuesday morning I got a fresh start, edited the video log series video, and got it uploaded and posted so it wasn't lagging too far behind the actual shoot. If I shoot a video log series, I like to try and get it edited and up on YouTube the same day, so that way there's really not a lag, and so I'm not shooting this on Monday and then editing it on Friday kind of deal. Pardon me. On Wednesday, I started back on my parents' kitchen. All of their wall cabinet sides needed to be drilled for adjustable shelving. And I decided, you know what, why not? I'll film the actual process that I, use and everything. And I filmed the entire section of doing all the sides that needed drilling. And after that evening, I was kind of thinking, why not take it another step and actually review the tool set that I'm using, which it was the Festool LR32 hole drilling system, to make those adjustable shelf holes in the cabinet sides. So Thursday, I came down, and set up the video camera and started shooting my actual tool review for the tool topic video that I put out this last week. And I have to say, it's definitely a learning process, shooting these videos and getting them edited properly. I'm still learning the software. I'm still picking up little techniques and stuff on how to do this. So bear with me as there's a steep learning curve here. And originally when I thought, I was going to shoot some tool reviews, I originally thought I was going to start with the table saw, because that's kind of the heart and soul of a cabinet shop, because if you don't have a table saw, it's really kind of hard to do what you need to do to make all the pieces. I mean, when you have to cut up 4x8 sheets of plywood to get all your cabinet carcasses made and everything plowed right and set to the right dimension, it's kind of hard to do that without a properly tuned table saw. I mean, you can use guide saws, Festool has guides. I mean, it seems like everybody has a guide track saw now. But a well-tuned table saw is hard to beat, and it's kind of the heart of a cabinetry shop. So I thought I was going to start there, but in the process, since I happen to be doing the adjustable shelves using that system, I thought, why not start there? And another reason I thought maybe you should, you shoot that particular tool is because when I was doing all my research, trying to find a system that I thought would work better for my situation, there really isn't a whole lot of reviews or video reviews of the LR32 hole drilling system by Festool. I mean, there's a couple videos on YouTube from, I believe, sponsored by Festool using the system somewhat, but there really wasn't much in the way of, what we like, what we don't like. And I also think there's a few tips and tricks to that system I really would like to have shared in that video, but the video was already getting long, so maybe in the future, maybe this week, I don't know if I have the time, I might shoot a tips and tricks video on some of the things that I kind of learned and how to make the system work better for me in my situation, and kind of, some of them are kind of like duh aha moments, but it might help somebody else. You never know. So that was Thursday. I started editing the tool topic video and got a first rendition of the video done, because it takes like an hour to 2 hours for the video to render because of the kind of HD video-ness of the video and how much was actually crammed into it. So got a first rendition done. Didn't care for it. There were some things that were screwed up. So then Friday morning I started off with started re-editing the video, the tool topic video, to get it back to where I kind of liked it better. Did another rendering of it, and it turned out better, but there were still a few things that I wanted to do. So while that was rendering, I came down to the shop downstairs and started actually building the wall cabinets, since they are now drilled and everything was ready to go. So started building wall cabinets, and then I got most of all the cabinets built, and then I went upstairs, checked the video, had a few minor edits I still had to make, and made a third version of the video. So like I said, there's a steep learning curve here for the video making and editing process, so slowly learning what my software can do and what I have to do with the video camera to get what I want on film to transpose into the final video to make it look okay or work good. So Friday evening, my parents came up for dinner and my dad came down. While the third version was rendering on the computer, we came down and I finished putting all the finished ends on the cabinets that I had done and already built. So that was late into Friday. And Saturday we pushed ahead and to get going, because my parents, we tore this kitchen out completely last time, this time last year actually, we completely gutted the entire inside of the kitchen. It was an old, which is kind of surprising, the whole house was built in 1885, and the majority of the main house is all like kind of modern 2x4 construction, or at least what was considered 2x4 construction back in the day. And the kitchen, which is off the back of the house, it's kind of like a shed style building. There was no actual like interior wall space for like insulation or anything. It was just, a board, and then another layer of boards going vertical, and that was the wall. And they just plastered, lath and plaster right over top of that for the inside, so there was no insulation. So we wound up gutting the entire room to those outside walls, and then from the inside I studded them up, basically creating walls within the walls, to give us room for electrical and insulation and all that stuff. And so we got that done last February, March time while they were here. Got it all drywalled, all that stuff, good stuff done. So, but they've been without a kitchen since then, and it's been kind of hard. It's kind of hard to wash dishes in the bathroom sink and do any major cooking. I mean, the stove is hooked up and the refrigerator's there, but it's hard to do things without a kitchen sink or kitchen countertop space or cabinets to store all your stuff in. So that's why I've been trying to get this stuff done. And so we've been pushing to get the cabinets installed. So Saturday, I had all the base cabinets down there, just kind of sitting in place. And since I had the wall cabinets done on Friday, my dad and we took two of the major cabinets that had to go in absolutely first, so we can line the base cabinets up to those for the pantry cabinet that's full height, because it has to line up perfectly with the uppers and lowers. So got that started, and Saturday we pretty much got, I would say, 80% of the kitchen installed. There's a cabinet between the stove and the refrigerator which still needs a base built for it. The cabinet above the refrigerator I still have to build, and the pantry cabinet still needs built, and the two cabinets on the other side of the pantry are built, but they can't be put in until the pantry's done and in, because they go up next to it. So, but we're to a point with this kitchen that I'm actually today going to be laying out and start building the actual countertops to go in this kitchen, so that way we can get them in. They can have a semi-functional kitchen. There won't be any drawers or doors put in, but I can get the shelves put in probably later this week or early next week. So the kitchen will be semi-functional. It won't be completed till all the rest of all the niceties, the doors and drawer fronts, drawers themselves, all the trim that goes in this kitchen. So the kitchen still has at least a few more weeks left on it to do. But yeah, this week coming, start today by laying out and building a countertop for the kitchen, so we can get that in hopefully midweek by the end of this week. They should have a functioning kitchen sink, which will be good, and countertop space. So we'll see what else happens this week coming. If you like this video log series, feel free to subscribe. Give us that little thumbs up down there. If you have any questions or comments about me or anything in the shop, feel free to leave them below. I will try to get to those. And I look forward to speaking to you next week. Have a good day.